Right, we're live. We're doing that thing, but it's like maybe, maybe not. You know what I mean? And we're live. Yes, we're live. Are we live?
I think so. It says live on YouTube, and
We're live then. We're live.
what? We're live.
Yes, we're live. Yeah. 2 seconds.
Yes, we are. Did you name the video this time, or we're going
Yes.
to get an angry message for Dan? Like, oh, you really called it live again.
No, I've done it now. Jupiter's on. Hey, Jupiter, how you doing, man? You good? Let's chat Star Wars. Let's chat Obi Wan.
Before we get into the Obi Wan gear,
Yeah,
I've got some news.
What's your news?
Well,
Oh, yeah,
as we
I
all know-
meant to say, I'm with Matty, as per.
Aye,
So,
aye,
Matty,
let's-
take
let's-
away.
Let's just skip into the intro. Like I'm here, right? Let's just get into it.
What's the news? What's the news today, Matty?
So, as you know, this weekend has been Star Wars celebration over in the America lands,
Oh, yes.
where it's the 23rd Star Wars celebration, I believe.
Probably.
Or something like that.
There's Matty.
um,
Hello there.
So there's, I know, t-shirt and everything.
Hello there. I think
Wear
I know.
I wear the appropriate gear.
Avengers. Oh, shame on me.
But with this video, we're just getting fired straight into it, right? So some of the stuff that was announced at Star Wars Celebration before we get into the obvious news of Obi Wan Kenobi, and I'm pretty sure Jordan's got some special news about Obi Wan Kenobi. Cunt.
Oh, come on, we're only in the first 5 minutes and you're already swearing. Fuck's sake, Matty.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Just quickly, guys, can everyone
Somebody
hear?
demonetized.
Can everyone hear me okay? Can hear Matty okay? Because obviously we sound okay, but obviously to you guys, if yours at home, can you guys hear everything okay? Please comment down below. Yeah, Matty, let's go and let you know what we'll skip my little announcement first. We'll go to your chat about the Star Wars. Obviously, we've had the Star Wars celebration this weekend, and I thought I'll let Matty take the reins on the announcements. So Matty, take away with the announcents. First of all, welcome to That I Think I Live.
Yeah, let's do that.
How do you go, man?
Let's do the intro. I'm Matty Monster. This is That I Think I. This is
Jordan.
This is
Just
his
call me
show.
Jordan. Just call me Jordan.
His show. I'm running.
It's our show.
Tonight,
No, it's our show, mate. It's
our show now.
This is our show now.
Excellent.
It's our show.
Love it. Love everything about it. But so some of the stuff that was announced at Celebration. So Star Wars Celebration, for those that are not in the know, is like the Star Wars equivalent of Comic-Con, but specifically just for Star Wars.
Well,
they announced something. They announced a couple of other things that are sort of Star Wars related.
Yeah, how me and Dan and Steve looked at it as it's essentially the Lucasfilm celebration.
Yes, yeah, that's a better way of putting it. But majority Star Wars, that's like his biggest. But so starting off with games, Jedi Fallen Order, which has been one of my favorite of the newer Star Wars games, I would say, has got a sequel called Jedi Survivor. There was a trailer released for that as well. It looks amazing. I'm probably going to take a wild guess and say it's going to be new consoles only, because that's the way all the games seem to be going right now. So I need to somehow get myself either a new Xbox or a new PS5.
Well, that's what they do, isn't it? It's like Blu-rays. They announce these 4K, and it's like they're only able to work on 4K Blu-ray players or Xbox One. So you're just like, fuck.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I've got both. Thankfully, but I'm the more fortunate child on this live stream. But yeah, I'm sorry, Matty. But we'll go into my other fortunate news, but I'll let you. You go. You take the reins.
Let me just be happy for a minute.
Yeah, man, I'll let you be happy.
Other news. So we got some announcements from the upcoming Star Wars shows, like Ahsoka and Andor, and the
Do you say Ahsoka or Ashoka? Ahsoka. I don't know why I keep saying Ashoka, but it's Ahsoka.
It's spelled that way, but I think or it looks like it's spelled that way if you're dyslexic, you know.
Oh.
I'm allowed to make them jokes. I'm dyslexic.
Not only are you saying cunt on my show, you're also slagging the dyslexic children. Shame on you, boys. Shame on you.
I wouldn't do this on my own show.
Yeah, just tarnish my career.
But, yes. So we even got a trailer for Bad Batch season 2 that was just put out on Twitter about a minute ago before I arrived here.
What? I haven't watched it yet.
It looks amazing, mate.
Well, do you know what? I'm going to quickly do a live reaction once we talk about it. We'll do a live reaction to Bad Batch. We'll do a live reaction to Bad Batch. I'm going to find it now.
But for Ahsoka, at Celebration, when Rosario Dawson came out to do the panel, she also was joined by one of the live action droids that's going to be joining her, who is, and it's Chopper from Rebels.
See, I haven't watched.
You haven't seen Rebels.
I know. I'm sorry.
Like this information is kind of lost on you, but Chopper is like the gangster equivalent of R2-D2, right? He has a higher kill count than Darth Vader, apparently, in the Star Wars universe. What? That's how dark this wee droid is. He's fantastic, right? Cannot wait. Like if you're ever going to watch Rebels, he's the reason to watch it because he's just a laugh. Like he's an astromech droid, but he's an astromech droid that's got PTSD. Essentially, he's just got because he was shot down, and see the Twilight planet.
Okay.
And somewhat with Hera, the pilot that found him.
Okay.
She rebuilt him like from different astromech droids, but he's got a pure vengeance against the Empire. Like he just wants to wipe out stormtroopers. Why not? I cannot wait to see that in live action. We also got to find out who's going to be playing Sabine Wren, who also unknown to Jordan is a member from the Rebels TV show.
Another Star Wars show I haven't watched. Okay.
She plays a Mandalorian in the show who's like one of these Mandalorians that was exiled from her family because she didn't want to follow the rules.
Oh, okay.
She was actually the person who gave. Oh, what's her name?
Bo-Katan.
Bo-Katan. That's it. What was that? This is magic. So she was the one that gave Bo-Katan the Darksaber. She gave it up to her. So that's how Rebels ended, was like Ahsoka and Sabine were going off to find Ezra, who disappeared, who was the last Jedi that was at the time that they knew about.
Okay.
This is set. That Rebels is set before. It's after Clone Wars, but before A New Hope.
Okay.
And I'm guessing before Rogue One. So
round about the Mandalorian years then.
Mandalorian's after.
Oh fuck! So
I know. Mandalorian's between episode 6
I know. I'm thick as shit sometimes.
Fuck's sake. Imagine me having to correct you on Star Wars, God.
So see the Ahsoka series. When is it set? 'Cause obviously, the last time we saw Ahsoka was obviously Boba Fett, which is set, the same, a few days, a few weeks after Mandalorian. And obviously, the last time we saw her in Mandalorian, she was on the hunt for Admiral Thrawn. So is the Ahsoka series, do we know yet if the Ahsoka series is set at that time or before?
I don't know. I know they've only just started shooting it. So I don't know what was really announced at Celebration because there's not been much about it. It's just been more who she turned up with. I was going
to say we're so unprepared for this, but it's obviously because day 4 of the Celebration is happening right now.
Yeah.
So we don't know what's happening. So we could talk about things and, it gets announced right now that, Ahsoka's set in such and such.
Usually you hear before you see anything when it comes to this. It's not like Comic-Con where you hear and see everything at the exact same time. They like to tease you. What I've found out is they like to show the influencers that all first so they can buzz up some what do you call it? Taste for it, I guess.
I'm listening to you.
and then the second it all drops, everybody's going for it.
Matty said there was a clip they showed for Ahsoka with her and Hera.
Oh, cool.
Ahsoka is set at that time, so it's her looking for Thrawn and Ezra, I believe. Oh, right. So okay. Well, there you go then. Well, there we go. Right.
So that'll probably be before A New Hope then.
Yeah.
If going by my timeline, or maybe we're about the same time actually, give or take. I'm not really sure.
All right. Okay.
I think it'll be set before Mandalorian. I think though.
Yeah, and then
I'm sure it's set before.
I think it'll jump forward then to say the Mandalorian. Yeah.
They'll do like a couple with it. Like they'll do like
squeeze it on
a couple of episodes, but
yeah. Tales of the Jedi.
Yeah.
The animated show. That like, do you know what's funny though? They announced that at I think it was the Disney Investors Day in December or D23, and nobody knew what it was. And it turns out obviously it's going to be an animated anthology with young baby Ahsoka. Liam Neeson returning as the voice of Qui-Gon Jinn, young Qui-Gon Jinn, with his young teacher, Jedi Master Dooku. Oh my fucking God, this is exciting as shit, because me and Dan, obviously, and Steve, with our old podcast of the Old Republic, which is actually on its return right now, with Dan going solo. See what I done there? Solo.
Dan is currently recording his Kenobi take as we speak as well.
Yes, actually.
So it should be up tonight, he says.
Yeah, that'll be exciting as well. Obviously, we got in there first before him.
Yeah.
We're doing it live, and I'm joking. I love you, Dan. I'm looking forward to see what he does with it, because obviously it'll be interesting to see how KOTOR goes on its own, on its solo mission. So we were discussing, we discussed ideas of, if you were going to see, I think it was a podcast episode. Yeah, it was a podcast episode where we spoke about, ideas we'd like to see. And I said, a young Dooku with Qui-Gon Jinn, etc. And obviously it has been a book and, that kind of things. But it'd be quite good to see that in form, obviously, in animated form. So that's the kind of main thing of a Jedi, or Tales of the Jedi, Tales of a Jedi. We also got literally an hour ago confirmation that Jon Favreau has confirmed that Mandalorian season 4 is happening.
Yes,
it's in the works right now.
I mean, realistically, they're not going to end it after season 3, because Jon Favreau is a money-making machine for Disney right now.
Exactly. What it was the guy who played Moff Gideon actually mentioned a season 4 way back, at the end of season 2. I'm coming back for season 3, season 4. And everyone's just like, whoa, 4? So he's kind of let slip, a year and a bit ago. So we've had that. What else did we get? There's a trailer going about for Mandalorian Series 3. I've not seen it. It's leaked. It's all that kind of shaky.
I've still not seen that.
I don't want to wait till
the official one comes.
Wait till official. It's supposedly depicts Bo-Katan as the villain of the series, which I'm like, that's pretty cool. I mean, as I'm saying, I haven't seen much Clone Wars, Rebels, etc. But live action wise, love Ahsoka, love Bo-Katan. She's a great character. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of them. But yeah, it's been a great, and we've also got confirmation as well that Taika Waititi's Star Wars film is coming out in late 2023. That's the next movie coming out. So we've got some confirmation from Kathleen Kennedy saying that that's basically the movie going forward, as we speak. She also spoke, I think it was in Variety magazine before Obi Wan came out, obviously this weekend, that the Rian Johnson, Dan and Steve hate this, the Rian Johnson trilogy is exactly cancelled, but it's just in the back burner now until he's finished with Netflix with Knives Out 2 and 3, I think it is, and then he'll come back in. I'm looking forward to it, because obviously Rian Johnson, outside of the Skywalker saga, could do some really good, because Looper is a great sci-fi film.
Yeah,
so he can do sci-fi, he can do action.
So Knives Out was amazing as well.
Exactly.
He's a good director. It's just I don't blame him for the state of the thing that we got, but it's just I wasn't a fan of it.
My Wi-Fi's kind of
right, so a wee bit.
Sorry. Yeah, my Wi-Fi
all over the place.
My Wi-Fi's kind of jumping. Of all the time it jumps an important kind of discussion like this.
Yes. There's a couple more things to get through, and then we can go into Obi Wan anyway.
So,
two sad things. One not so sad.
So
the not so sad thing was just the last wee announcement was Star Wars Skeleton Crew.
Yeah, with Jude Law.
Which is a spin-off of Star Wars, apparly. Don't know how it's a spin-off, but
it's set
I'm game for it.
It's set after Return of the Jedi. Yeah. It's supposed to be a very kind of 80s Spielberg Amblin inspired series with Jude Law in the lead. And it's obviously going to be, I don't know if it's going to be directed, but it's created by, the great John Watts of the Spider-Man MCU trilogy. So I'm like, ooh, but I'm now thinking, has he left the Fantastic Four to do this?
That's a good question.
Which I'm a bit kind of annoyed, but it is what it is. It's okay. It is what it is. Nikki Cunningham has said, I'm sorry, gents, I don't like Kenobi. Change my mind. Well,
we will
change your mind, because I rewatched.
You do like Kenobi.
Yeah, you love Kenobi. I rewatched the 2 episodes today to take my notes on my my Amazon tablet, and I've got a page worth of it.
I'm old school. I pen and paper. Maybe can hack into this shit.
Straight off the bat, like I'll talk about more things before we go into Kenobi like fully. The first 2 episodes are fantastic. They're so promising. I'm just so gutted there's only 4 episodes left.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm like, it's just good seeing my boy Ewan back. And on that note, for people who are in Scotland, Comic-Con in Edinburgh this year, October 8th and 9th, have announced, and they've got more to announce, by the way, from like the Star Wars, etc. I'm hoping Doctor Who, I'm hoping David Tennant, but they had a massive announcement on Friday night with Ewan McGregor, Obi Wan Kenobi himself, the man, the myth, the Scottish legend, Sir Ewan McGregor, is doing photographic opportunities at this year's Comic-Con for 100.
I wonder who gets to go see him and actually talk to the gentleman.
Wait for it though. 100.
And I wonder who told him about the whole thing to start off with.
£183, but because of the backlash from fans, they're now doing a payment plan of £35 up front, per month. So straight away, I was like, I need to book it, and I did. I booked to go and see Jesus Christ himself, Sir Ewan McGregor. I was going to say Sir Ian McKellen. So Ewan McGregor. So I am going to meet Ian McKellen. I'm going to meet Ewan McGregor on Saturday, the 8th of October. Not to rub it in, Matty. But Matty, you've got your little Etsy project going on.
Oh, yes.
You tell about your little Star Wars Etsy project.
So, I've got some here. These are some that I made earlier.
Show them off, mate. Show them off.
So, as you all know, or anybody that follows me on my side on Scottish Hill Talking and Who Cares Nerds, if you don't, you know where I am. I'm on the YouTube, Spotify, all that gear. I am a proud Scout leader, and part of the Scouts is to wear neckies, right? And most people just use these wee plastic woggles, and I thought I could spice them up a wee bit and make them a wee bit geeky. So this is one I made earlier.
Like Blue
that
Peter.
one.
Like Blue Peter. Brilliant.
But last night I was actually asked to make a custom one, right? And I got paid £10 for this. Usually they're a £5. Got paid £10 to make an authentic Anakin Skywalker. On Mustafar. So I went out with a Lego figure, a lighter, and some lighter fluid, and made this bad boy.
Yes, there he is.
I also found a Lego flame to go with it, because I thought
it's the fact that you've actually burned them. That is brilliant.
That's a work of art. That is like.
So Matty, what are you planning on doing with this little project?
With these wee guys, my plan is to hopefully get some money together to meet Ewan McGregor as well. I will be starting up an Etsy page at some point in the future.
He's a charity case. We love it.
Yes. Anyway, I can make some money. That's how I'm going to do it. So I've been selling these wee guys at £5 a shot, and just all my money will be going towards me hopefully getting to meet Ewan McGregor as well. And my aim is to get this bad boy signed. My custom lightsaber. If I can get it signed, I will get it engraved with his signature on it.
Oh yeah, I think because Comic-Con did announce that I think they're planning on doing an autograph system as well, perhaps for people who can't afford to do the photograph thing. So, man, just go for it.
Even if I just get him, take it with me, and I'll get him to hold it and do a couple of Obi Wannies with it, I'll be happy.
Yeah, of course. So yeah, Obi Wan Kenobi. But you know what I'm going to do quickly? I'm going to watch the Bad Batch trailer live. Have you watched it, Matty? Yeah.
I watched it, but I didn't have the sound on. But I watched it just before I joined, and it looks fantastic. Have you watched?
I'm going to.
How much of Clone Wars have you watched yet?
Not a lot. Why?
Have you seen the episode where Ahsoka takes the younglings to get their kyber crystals?
Yes. Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Right. You'll love the trailer then. You'll see who I'm talking about.
I'm going to take my. So I can't hear you right now. Well, I can't hear you like that. So I'm going to watch. For people watching at home, I'm going to watch the Bad Batch Series 2 trailer. Now, which have you no volume to? You
can buy your freedom.
We're already free. I love these guys. I honestly love these guys.
Have you seen their armor? Like their armor's.
Can't hear you, Matty. Don't talk to me. Can't hear you. Ooh! Not the Emperor. There's the Emperor. Well, Ian McDermott did say he was teasing that he's returning for something. Oh. Ooh. Let's get to work. Yeah, boy. That was badass. Just I'll get back onto you again. That looks badass. Yeah. That looks really good.
Their updated armor.
Yeah.
Gunji. The wee Wookiee as well. Like he survived Order 66.
Even the animation looks like a lot different crisper as well. Yeah.
Aye.
That was good. Oh, do you know what's such a good trailer that I never expected to be a good trailer? Andor. Yeah.
Which is shot in Scotland.
Yeah, I know. It actually looks really fucking good. Like I honestly didn't think it'd be that. I wasn't, do you know what it is though? Like I really enjoyed Rogue One. I thought it was a great film, but I wasn't really caring to go back.
It wasn't many characters other than
the droids. The droid
was like the only one I liked the most.
Cassian Andor was a good character, but I didn't really think I would need to see like a prequel series. But the trailer looks fucking so good. Nice practical effects, nice visuals. The cinematography looks good. It looks like a good show. I can't wait for it. I'm actually really excited. So we've got that. Obviously, this year, like it's like 24 episodes, 2 seasons, split into 12 episodes each. The first series is in August. Then next year, we've got obviously confirmation that in February 2023, we've got Mandalorian Series 3. Perfection. Ahsoka Season 1 or Ahsoka Limited Series, we don't know, obviously. And I'm assuming, Andor Season 2, or maybe even, I think it's 2024.
I don't think Ahsoka will be a limited series.
Do you think she'll be a...
I can't see it being a limited series. Book of Boba Fett made sense being a limited series, because
Well, is it?
Well, if it is, I was like, no, but it would have made sense even if it wasn't, because it kind of rounded up everything.
Yeah.
There wasn't any sort of cliffhangers at the end of it, other than thingy. Cobb Ban.
Thank God. Thank God my boy's alive.
But you could end up carrying that on to season 3 of Mando. You know what I mean? It doesn't need to be Book of Boba Fett again.
That's how Dan
Ahsoka. This is the first time we've seen, apart from in the Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
This is the first time we've seen Ahsoka in live action. So more likely they're going to try and get as much out of her as possible. So I don't see it being a limited series.
Yeah, good point.
Because like Mando, like that's a brand new character. Like it was never really written about before. It was a brand new character they made for the show, and they're punting as much money out of that as they can. Same with Baby Yoda.
100%.
So I think they'll probably do the same with Ahsoka. They will, and it's obviously it's a female Jedi as well. They're going to want to try and push that as much as they can. Like, not that they should have to, because anybody that can be a Jedi. But
yeah, of course,
it's good to see like more of the female representation in these films.
Yeah, of course.
Not that we haven't had it in the past, because we've had Princess Leia from the very beginning. We've had Padme. We've had Rey.
Do you think now? Obviously, as I say this could happen. It's the Star Wars Celebration. Do you think Daisy Ridley will return as Rey?
Not sure.
Yeah,
I don't like. It's like I've never had a problem with Rey, to be honest.
I think she's fantastic. I love her. I think she's a great character.
I said when you guys first started podcasting Old Republic, like when, in fact, it was even before you started podcasting Old Republic. When I first started talking to Dan on TikTok, he did like one of them answering the questions of what's your favorite Star Wars things and all that. And he'd put like all original trilogy stuff. I'd put all prequel stuff. And he was asking me what my favorite like sort of Star Wars movies were, and I was saying the prequels, but I did say there's some bits of the sequels that I have watched and I've liked. And he's like, "Why did you like them?" And I'm like, "Well, my wee girl is starting to get into Star Wars, and I want to encourage that as much as I can. So even if it's not, it's not my cup of tea. I'm not going to completely put it down in front of her.
Yeah,
I'll wait till I'm on this sort of show and I'll do it then."
Yeah, that's understandable.
It's one of them, like I get why certain people didn't really like the idea of it at the time, but it does seem, and now in hindsight, just a bit more come on to fuck, like just I get
what you're saying.
I don't agree with the whole thing about everybody saying she's a Mary Sue and all this pish.
No, that's shite. I think Kathleen Kennedy has said, I don't know if it was at the Star Wars Celebration, like the first day or so, or if it was like it was definitely this week, I think, or maybe even been in the Variety magazine a few weeks ago, that she says something. She says, now obviously anyone who's watching this can correct me. She says something like all Star Wars movies going forward are going to be set like post Rise of Skywalker, which then obviously entails that Rey could come back, but then it also means where does Taika Waititi's Star Wars film sit in? Is that going to be like post Rise of Skywalker?
What about what's her face? When it was doing Rogue Squadron, is that still happening?
Patty Jenkins, she commented on that in the Variety magazine that Patty Jenkins's film Rogue Squadron is still happening. It's just obviously they're just trying to figure out what the issue was with like whatever it was. Good point. I never actually thought about that as well. Like, where's that going to be set?
I didn't hear anything about that over the weekend. So
no.
That's
the reason why, because obviously she would have pointed that Taika Waititi's is the next film. So Patty Jenkins could be like 2024 essentially. I don't know.
As long as we get it, right?
Yeah, we're definitely going to get it, 100%. That trailer or the kind of presentation video was so like emotionally charged. I loved it. Speaking of emotionally charged, let's get into the main event. So just before that, I'm going to open. So I'm going to try this week. I'm going to try Fanta Peach.
I'm still on the Monster, but now I'm trying Mix D one.
So Monster, Phantom Peach and my Game of Thrones glass. So that is a disgusting colour, by the way.
Yes, does look quite bra though. Like,
looks like iron brew.
The way the foam lined up with winter is coming there looked quite nice.
I didn't expect it to be this colour.
Yeah. Let's try before we get on to Obi Wan, I have two last wee bits. So firstly, Colin Cantwell, who worked on the original Star Wars
yes, mate.
trilogy. He was the guy that designed the Death Star, the X-Wings, the TIE Fighters, and the Imperial Star Destroyer, amongst all the other models.
Okay.
Passed away this week at the age of 90. So he had a good running. I'm not sure how he passed away, but he was an older gentleman, and he designed a lot of the flying mobiles that we love in these movies.
Flying mobiles, I love that.
And of course, the Death Star, he designed that as well.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So, like, rest well. Yeah, he's one with the Force.
And also Ray Liotta.
Yes.
Ray Liotta, Henry Hill himself, the good fella, passed away on Wednesday at the age of 67. Was it Wednesday or Thursday? Wednesday, at the age of 67. He reportedly passed away in his sleep, so while filming in the Dominican Republic. So great actor, really good actor. I rewatched Goodfellas last night, and Steve is currently watching Goodfellas right now and not watching my live stream. The bastard. But you know what? It's really Otta, it's Goodfellas. I would rather pick that over my live stream.
Yeah.
Ross Atkins is here. Holla!
Hi, Ross.
Go, mate, go.
Right, so my very, very last thing. It's a sad thing, but also a sad and happy thing. So it was Carrie Fisher's daughter was at Celebration.
Billy lured him.
Yes. Yeah. And decided to carry out on one of Carrie's traditions of throwing glitter at fans. But in this case, she was bagging up little bags of glitter with little Princess Leia's on them for all the kids.
Oh, that's so they could cute. Do it.
So following on our mother's traditions and making sure that she's still at Celebration, which she should always be, because we all miss Carrie.
She is the true people's princess. She really is. But on that note, though,
it's getting it
of Obi Wan. So there was a little thing that they seem to have fucking missed out of the marketing, the entire marketing of Obi Wan. So it turns out that the marketing campaign, like the trailers we've seen, is like 99% the first 2 episodes, and there's a few shots of other episodes. So it turns out that we will be going into episode 3, 4, and episode 3, 4, 5, and 6 totally blind.
Yep.
But the biggest thing they missed out was we have a young Princess Leia.
I'm glad they missed that out, but
I'm so glad. She's basically she's the Grogu of this show, and I'm not calling her an alien, but she's so adorable. Like I think her name's like Vivian or something. Dan's here. Hey Dan, how you doing? I was just talking about podcasts of the Old Republic that you're now going solo. Pardon the pun. So yeah, we're now going to get into the Obi-Wan discussion. So I'm putting my notes up and we can go. So yeah, so obviously the biggest reveal from the first 2 episodes was that Princess Leia is the mission of this show. Now, whether we go back to young Luke Skywalker, right now, currently, Princess Leia was the mission. She was the rescue mission. So, Matty, I'll go with you first. What was your overall thoughts of the first 2 episodes of Obi Wan Kenobi? 17 years since we've seen that beautiful Scottish beautiful Scottish bastard on Star. I know I fucked it. Start again. Right, cut. Start again. So, Matty, it's been 17 years since we've seen that beautiful Scottish man playing Obi Wan Kenobi. What were your thoughts of the first 2 episodes?
Well, I, unlike most people, wasn't able to watch it like the second it came out because I was working a 12-hour shift that day, and as much as I tried to stay up all night to try and catch it at midnight, didn't happen.
But it was 8 a.m.
Avoided Twitter, avoided everything all day just to make sure when I got home at 7:30, it was the first thing I was watching. I closed the door, told the Wayne to bugger off. Like, I am staying in my room for 2 hours. I will be out either in 2 years.
Get out of my room!
Bolt. But I don't know if you know, if you've ever noticed this, but I am a fan of the man. So,
do you like Star Wars?
I believe it or not.
Shit!
Did you not tell? No.
Nah. I thought you were a Star Trek fan.
Nah, you never know.
I do like Star Trek actually. It was actually just quickly Jupiter Warrior, who's obviously in the chat right now. when I said on Twitter that I'm meeting Obi Wan Kenobi, that's fucking Obi Wan Kenobi. He said, get him to sign a Star Trek toy. I thought that's quite funny. But it's like, nah, it'd be £183 wasted because I'd get told to fuck off. I mean,
I've been getting fuck off by a man who looks like Jesus is, pretty money well spent.
Sublime.
But
so
yeah,
Matty, go.
So I headed straight home for working in the hospital. I've just finished 3 12-hour shifts, and I was making sure I seen this. Loved it. Like, I loved the opening, like with this. Obviously, like most of these after the prequel shows tend to be. It's obviously opening with Order 66. The whole sort of Jedi temple scene I thought was brilliant. I seen some people slating it on Twitter, and I know. What? Shut the fuck up.
That's just like Dan says, though. That's the Star Wars toxic fandom.
Yeah.
Like, no matter how perfect something is, you'll still find a million people being like, fuck off. They're just so toxic. It's unbelievable. We actually were going to do an episode on toxic fandom, but yeah, someone pulled the plug in the podcast.
Yeah. So, watching the
sorry, Dan.
I've noted it down as the opening slaughter, which that's what it was.
I just said Order 66.
It was really cool. I know. It was really cool seeing like the younglings just doing their Tai Chi, and then just get
fuck, you're
getting pure white to like a. I can't say the next line because there's been a school shooting this week. But like that's what it was like. Like, it was brutal. The teacher defending him, and it was like watching it from a different perspective all over again for like the 40th time.
Yeah. In
the last 2 years since Disney Plus has came out, we've had to watch some Order 66 again, and it's just Disney knows how to pull our heartstrings, right?
100%.
And I was looking in the background constantly, just trying to see if I could find somebody with a blue lightsaber and a green lightsaber defending a wee pod. Like, that's what I was looking for. I was looking for a Grogu cameo, man. Like, I bet you anywhere it's in there somewhere. It's just like in the background.
No. Remember, he went in hiding. He was in the plant pot. I know. He was in the plant pot hiding.
He'll be in there texting Anakin. It's all right, fam. I got out. Right, but
screw you. I survived.
Even before that, when it was like the clips of the prequels, like the Anakin and Obi Wan meeting, episode 1,
the actual recap. Yeah, I know, how good was that? It was so well done.
Really good. And they even used scenes for Attack of the Clones didn't look shit. It was like it was like the one scene that didn't look shit in Attack of the Clones. It was a speeder chase, but still.
That's great. That scene, though.
And then what else did they do? Like, they showed the scene on Mustafar and all that. So, and it was real. I really like that they made sure that they included the prequels in it, because obviously way back when they first came out, the prequels were not received very well. Obviously nowadays they are, because like we're an older audience, we're watching it again with a different perspective, matured minds, watching it and being like, actually these aren't as bad as we made them out to be, or we're watching them from the kids' perspective, and also because we used to love them, and then we start to realize we see the problems that people would have had with them, but we still love them. So I thought that was really cool. I also thought it was really cool that at the end of that sort of wee montage of the prequels, it was Yoda saying that I've training for you from your old master.
I know.
So they've made that a very big like thing. Like, they've left that in specifically. I reckon Liam Neeson's going to be in here at some point.
They've made it abundantly clear. Even when we go back to Obi-Wan or Ben, we'll call him Ben for now. Even we go back to Ben's chateau cave,
Chateau de Kenobi.
Chateau de Kenobi. He calls out. He has obviously his kind of nightmares, his dreams. He's clearly suffering from PTSD, which I really like. I like the fact that we're seeing him suffering with mental health.
That's something when the show was announced, I was like, I really hope that's what they do with him. Like, not just like, oh, it's just Ben Kenobi from episode 4. I want to see a broken man.
Yeah, he's shattered. Like, he's totally, he's so far from the Force. It's not even funny. He's forgot. He just hasn't got it anymore. He's just not as he's not in the frame of mind now. He's in a set of he's just a guy who he's just surviving. He's just living to survive. And the fact that he's still suffering from the events of in their timeline 10 years ago, to then wake up and be like Master Windu. I thought at first I thought it's a bit too soon, but I think he will appear perhaps in the finale.
Did you say Master Windu?
Fuck. Master
I was like, did I miss a bit?
Master Qui-Gon.
Force motherfucker.
Master Qui-Gon, but I do believe he will appear perhaps in the finale.
I'd like obviously I wasn't too sure if it would happen, but now that it's been announced that he's back and he's going to be back as a voice actor at least,
it's definitely happening.
And he has shared interest in the past of wanting to come back as Qui-Gon. So hopefully, I hope it is like as you say, like either like at the very end of the series or as just like a quick wee
it's happening
Easter egg or something. But
it's happening. It's definitely happening. We're now going to try Fanta Berry. I'm just going to start.
You be careful mixing your drinks there, boy.
I'm mixing my Fantas. Do you not do that though? See in Five Guys, you get it's like they've got the dispenser.
That looks like a natural colour.
Yeah, lovely. They've got the dispensers or the vending machines or I don't know what they're called, and you can make your own drinks. I try and mix every single Fanta they've got, and it makes one godly disease of a Fanta. So let's try berry on its own.
Yeah, you can clearly tell that is not natural, Jordan. Look at the colour of it.
Well,
nothing natural is that blue.
I was going to say it's blue for Kenobi, but yeah, it is. He had a blue
yes.
Hey!
I'll give you that.
Fucking yes, there we go, my son. And also you're in blue, so there you go. It's a Kenobi-inspired show. Look at that blue. So what we're talking about there? Oh yeah, Kenobi. There you go.
Yeah, so like the whole PTSD thing, really, I'm really liking that because like I'm all for seeing more openness about men's mental health, and if it's happening with one of our heroes, it's something we can't avoid. It's good to see this sort of thing. Obviously, it's bad that it's happening, but I like a wee bit of it being in everything rather than just being in the hospital ads that you see.
Yeah. Just quickly. Uncle Owen was that interaction was obviously when you've seen it in the trailer, but even seeing it in the episode, you're like, Ross Atkins has said something. He said, I have one big fear for the show, and it's if they try to give a reason why Obi Wan suddenly ages a lot for A New Hope, and then I'm completely out. That's a good point, actually. Yeah, that is a good point because obviously he's got 8 years to totally age rapidly.
Yeah. I mean, there was an explanation for it, but it's no longer canon.
Just the stress.
Aye,
stress.
The way it was, see, before Catherine Kennedy decided to nuke a whole load of stuff and decided it wasn't canon anymore, in the Kenobi story, the book, the audio book anyway, it was
I've downloaded it today. I got it today.
It's really good. When he first moved to Tatooine and decided to be a wee nomad, but he was warned to not stay in the sun because it's two suns and it's a desert. It dries out your skin a lot faster and all that, and that's how he looks a lot older.
That actually makes sense.
But it does make sense in the book, but they made it non-canon anymore. So, but it's something that's not that hard to kind of just that. That is reasonable. That could be a thing. I mean, it's the same over. It's the same on Earth. If you're out in the desert for too long, you dry out. You end up awfully wrinkly.
Sorry, Jupiter. 9 years. That's right, 19.
Thank you for the corrections.
Ross says people always makes the joke about it. It's two different actors. If you can't accept simple things like that, then that's on them. No, it's true. It's just shit happens. There's plenty plenty of duds in the Star Wars saga with you know, I mean, you've got instances where Chewbacca doesn't say to Han, "Listen, I fought with Yoda in the Clone Wars, etc., and that kind of stuff." He doesn't mention it at all. He just sits back and be like, "Yeah, fucking Jedi." You're just like, mate, you're fucking there. You lifted Yoda and helped him. There's so many different wee kind of like incorrections. So like a matter of 9 years of a man's age.
I mean, a loophole is just an opening for another spin-off. Let's be serious. In this series.
Oh yeah, definitely. Chewbacca bangs and hits his head and thinks it's all about it.
No, done.
That's it, easy. So yeah.
That's about everything I've got in the first episode. Like I liked the whole scene where he's out in the desert and he's doing like basic what looks like Tatooine's equivalent of Amazon work, where he's just standing there on a line, just cutting up meat. Like,
I love that. I love the fact that he's became an average Joe and he's working at a meat factory. Like I thought it was so good, so basic, so realistic as well. Like he's no longer this God-given Jedi, this man of the Force. He's now just this average Joe who is like, I've got to work to survive. Like I liked all that.
What did you think of the Inquisitors?
I'll get into them.
Okay.
Like you said about the opening, the recap of the first three of episode 1, 2, and 3. Order 66, 99% all filmed in one shot, one take, was so fucking brilliant, so good. That got me like, even just like I cried. I had tears 4 times. 4 times I had tears. The first one was obviously the recaps. I was like, oh, brilliant, seeing all again. Seeing Ewan McGregor again, teared up. Seeing young Luke, teared up. And then seeing young Leia, I cried my eyes out because I just thought of Carrie Fisher. I just thought she'd be so fucking proud of this new interpretation of Princess Leia. It's just beautifully shot. Like the show is so beautifully shot. It feels like Star Wars. But what's funny though is Jupiter said, best Star Wars show ever made. I wouldn't say it's the best so far, but it's got promising. It's promising to see what we go with. But it's definitely the most Star Warsy show we've got. I mean, I know everyone says that The Mandalorian is that's Star Wars. Boba Fett, that's Star Wars. But I think this is the most Star Warsy. This is more like canon to the movie, obviously, because we've got a returning actor.
I think it's because it feels more like, obviously, Goon has been in three of the biggest ranking movies in the last. Ewan has been in three of the biggest Star Wars movies there's been, and he did all his own work on the very first one, like sword fighting and everything.
Yeah,
so it's great to see him back. But realistically, this is the first Star Wars show that we've had that is going to be centered around Jedi as well.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like, actually, there's been Jedi in the last couple of shows, but it's never been like a main focus.
Jedi,
this is the first one that we have a Jedi as the main character.
Yeah.
And we haven't even seen the good guy's lightsaber activated yet as well. And we're all just kind of sitting there just like, come on, do the thing. But it's one of them, like, because it's a returning character that we've all been familiar with for so long. I think that's what's drawing a lot more people into this show rather than that they're not drawn into The Mandalorian, because obviously people, even randoms, are drawn into that now because Baby Yoda. But it's a selling point, and people are drawn into the Book of Boba Fett because they identified with, they remember the character from their childhood being in a show, so they're like, oh, I'm going to watch that. But this is like for the millennials and for everybody else. Like, they grew up with those movies. This is like our TV show now. This is our one.
Ross has just said, I mean, Clone Wars and Rebels were about Jedis. Yeah, but I think he means live action.
Yeah.
So
I'm not taking anything away from Clone Wars or Rebels because they are great shows, and so is Bad Batch, and I don't know about Resistance, but yeah.
Obi-Wan definitely feels like the most Star Warsy connection we'll get. Obviously because it's the return of Obi Wan Kenobi, a character who we know and love in the films. Jupiter saying, I don't think anything will ever feel like Star Wars again. That's your opinion. Like we're open for opinions. If you don't like this show, or if you don't think it feels as Star Wars as what it should, then that's cool enough. Obi-Wan is kind of different, well, because it's a TV show. Yeah, I get that, but what I found from not even just Disney and Marvel, but like even from like HBO, BBC One, like TV shows feel so incredibly cinematic nowadays.
And
like Obi-Wan feels cinematic. Like if I watched it again, like I said today, and you feel like you're watching a movie.
Yeah,
it's so
shot. It feels like it's shot like a movie. It feels like it feels like at the end of this, we're going to have a 6-hour long movie. When you think about it,
essentially, yeah. When you think about it,
and that's what you want out of TV, because it's like whenever like a book was made into a movie, like you'd get so much of that, but you would never be able to get the full book into the movie. With a TV show, like obviously this one's a limited series, but you could essentially get a lot more into a TV show than you could a movie, because you've got a lot more time to play with.
TV shows are better at times because you get more to do, and also you don't have to do like one movie and then wait 2 years, another movie and wait to, all that kind of stuff. But yes, it's so good. I mean, like you obviously asked me about the Inquisitors. So I'm not as familiar with the Inquisitors, obviously, because I've not seen Rebels, etc.
Yeah.
Especially the Grand Inquisitor. So when I see it, so I'm going in, totally dark.
Which is fair.
Off the bat, I thought they were fantastic. I thought they were so menacing, and they're so like Darth Vader's understudy. Like they just work. Rather than, it was either going to be, rather than having Darth Vader walking about, 24/7. These guys are good. These guys are essentially, the Grand Inquisitor feels like a mix between Darth Vader and Palpatine. Like his presence is overpowering. Now I do know, obviously, that at the very end of episode two of the Obi-Wan, something happens to the Grand Inquisitor. But then Steve and Dan are like, well, Rebels is set, after Obi-Wan, I don't know when is Rebels. They said something about the Grand Inquisitor.
Not long after Obi-Wan though.
Not after.
He is in it. He is in it.
So the Grand Inquisitor's there. So either the Grand Inquisitor is going to get cloned, or he's not dead.
The way in Rebels it worked was the Grand Inquisitor was originally a temple guard, like one of the highest ranking temple guards. So he was the one that protected like the holocrons and all that.
Okay.
They're
Jedi hunters.
And then he was corrupted by the dark side. By I don't know if it was Vader or Palpatine, but the way it worked, and I think in the comics the way it works is the Inquisitors are basically Darth Vader's equivalent of younglings, if you think it, but they're fully trained Jedi that he's corrupted.
Because
his personal army,
Obi-Wan made that comment in episode 2 that the Inquisitors were used to be Jedis, but now they joined the Sith, they joined the dark side, and they're not Sith, but they joined the dark side and became Jedi hunters. And I like that. That's haunting. I've never
really understood them though, because obviously there was meant to be that rule of two. So Darth Vader, but they run around using the Force and are dark side users, and I'm like, are they not technically
the Force
Sith?
Or using
But they're not Sith Lords, obviously. So
I bet that's what
that's I think that's
they're not Sith.
One of them grey area things. It's kind of like the way Maul was able to kind of use the Force still, or was still a Force user even though he died. Well, he hadn't died, but you know what I mean.
Well, Dan and Steve mentioned that in our group chat that they're not like Sith.
Yeah,
they do dabble with the dark arts, but they're not Sith. So that's where the rule of two could kind of, it's all right to have them about.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Inquisitors are fantastic. Like the Grand Inquisitor, so good. Like Rupert Friend.
Mhm.
He was good, menacing as anything. And I like the way his eyes just flick to red.
Yeah.
He's angry. I'm just like, oh, dude, love it. They've got a great presence when they come down to Tatooine. The third sister, Reva, she's fucking badass, by the way.
She was good.
Like I remember backlash. I remember a lot of backlash when she get cast. Everyone's like, "Oh, for fuck's sake, a black Inquisitor or all that kind of stuff." And I'm like, "Fuck off!" She's so fucking good. She's so good, like so good. She's so
I don't
badass.
I don't understand this whole like. I want to say racism. Like,
but it's racism among the Star Wars.
I don't understand
negative
it.
fandom.
It was the same when John Boyega.
Boyega. Yeah.
Boyega. Yeah. I kind of get that word.
Boyega.
Aye, but same when John Boyega got cast as a stormtrooper and everybody was freaking out. Like, oh, he can't be a stormtrooper because he's black. Like,
yeah.
Who the fuck says? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Tell me where George Lucas says that was a rule.
Whereas the girl that played Reva, I love the character. She's so stubborn. She's so shoots first, asks questions later. And it was what you call it? It was the Grand Inquisitor said that she's impulsive. She is. She's so impulsive. She's like, fuck. Well, she literally does near enough say, "Fuck you. I'll do it myself. I'll take care of it myself." And you're like, "Oh, bitch, I love you. You're great. I want to see her. I hope to God her and Obi Wan Kenobi have a lightsaber battle."
Right.
I really do.
I just hope, like in this show, they don't do the thing that they do in Rebels with those with the Inquisitors' lightsabers, where they can use them as like wee helicopters. Right? That's going to kill it for me.
Actually, used it. The Grand Inquisitor used it. He used one of the guys.
It looked badass when he did it because he did used it to kill somebody.
Actually, it was
on.
If
they start using it like this, I might be like maybe not, but
I was on.
I'll not stop watching still.
It was on the underworld planet. Planet is it Dayu? Which is essentially a criminal underworld, and it has very much like kind of Blade Runner vibes.
Aye,
it's dark, that kind of dark.
It gave
gritty,
me
just
when I first saw it, I thought it was see episode 2, Coruscant.
Yeah,
when they go into the bar.
Yeah, it looks like that.
I thought it was like that, and I was like, surely they're not just going to Coruscant. But I was like, no, it's a different planet. Right, cool. The guy that played the main bounty hunter that abducted baby Leia.
Yeah, who is he? Everyone seems to go off him who is he?
It's Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Ah, that's where I know his face from.
I seen it on Twitter, and I was like, "Fuck!" I knew his face was somewhere.
He's good, actually. He
was really good. Like,
I thought at first it was. I'm not going to sound really bad here. Not bad, but it's stupid. I thought at first it was Sting. I thought it was Sting. I thought he looks like Sting. Is that Sting? Can't be Sting. Can Sting act? Yeah, he was actually really good as well. Like, and the fact that, what did you think about the fact that Reva, the third sister Inquisitor, like set Obi-Wan up?
I was quite impressed with that. Like,
I did not see that coming.
Because she, like, going from what we've heard of her in the show, like, she sounds like she's like a street rat that's somehow wiggled her way into being an Inquisitor.
Aye, because she was.
She seems like she's really looked down upon by the rest of them.
Yeah,
like, they don't really seem to be a fan of her. But
she's a grand.
She's been able to track down Obi Wan Kenobi, who they've not been able to do for 10 years.
Because the Grand Inquisitor said that when we found you, you were in the gutter, and then after she stabs him, I'm not going to say kills him, but stabbed him. And he's assumed to be dead. She said, "Now who's in the gutter?" I'm just like, "Oh bitch! Bye, Felicia." I thought she was badass.
Like the ending of that episode as well. Like the whole sort of last 5 minutes where she's chasing after Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
and he's standing there with his lightsaber, and it's like he's going through, like he's got pure anxiety. He doesn't want to like ignite it.
He's not ready yet. He's not
ready. Like you can pure tell he's not ready because he's used the Force for the first time. In, like,
he get the shit kicked out. He get the shit kicked out of him in the space lab.
Yeah.
So like he's not. He's
not
Obi-Wan. We know.
There's a scene where obviously if you haven't seen it, like Princess Leia is running and she decides to try and jump off a building.
Just quickly, Matty, just quickly. I hope that everyone watching this live stream has seen the episodes.
If you haven't, that's your own fault.
We're gonna spoil everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, what you said about when he was chasing Princess Leia?
Yeah, so when he was chasing Leia and she fell off and grabbed onto the washing line, and then he reached out his hand. And it wasn't just that, it was the fact that you could see that he was physically struggling to use the Force. So that means like he's obviously not been practicing.
He's not one with the Force.
Casa de Kenobi. Right?
He's not one with the Force anymore.
Yeah.
Casa de Kenobi.
So obviously he's not been keeping up his training. Like this is the first time he's basically flexed his force using skills. I mean, he did it pretty well, but it looked like he was about to pass out after it. And you're just
definitely.
It's like Ewan McGregor, like showing his age a wee bit.
Jupiter is saying thoughts on the Mark Hamill and Tamora Morrison cameo. Now, Tamora Morrison
on the list. That was pretty cool.
Tamora Morrison, like him showing up as a
clone trooper.
Now,
wasn't even as a 501st clone trooper as well.
A 501st clone trooper begging on the street was so cool. But Jupiter, please enlighten me. Mark Hamill cameo?
Yeah, I don't remember the Mark Hamill one.
Where was Mark Hamill? Did they de-age him?
Unless you're implying that the small child that is running around
as Mark Hamill
is Mark Hamill,
as de-aged Mark Hamill. I'll tell you one thing. That's when technology gets really fucking good.
I mean, realistically, it could do that because all that was shot from a distance. Like,
surely, God, no. They've already showed the boy who plays him, so it's okay. That'd be funny actually. We've also, what was this? Jupiter's all good. I was thinking about him in his new show where he plays a very bad boy. Don't know what you're on about. Okay. I was never down with the flying. So Ross is not a fan of the flying stuff as well with the Inquisitors. He said Flea was very distracting. Okay, I get that. Jupiter said he had a cameo in the background. In the background of, I take it, the Dayu planet. I take it you meant that, because I did not see that. I want. Do you know what? I know. Damn it, Jupiter! Give me fucking
homework.
Pause
this live stream. We're going to find this.
He's giving me homework. What else have we got? Yeah, Haji Estri. The phony Jedi with the magnets.
Jedi.
Like, I did not see that happening.
Yeah,
did not see that happening.
I'll be honest. Like, see when he walked in with that family. Like, see if he had.
I thought he was a Jedi.
Nah, like, yeah, I was just like, this guy's bullshit. Straight away. I was like, no way is this guy an actual Jedi. Because it's like, I know the Jedi are falling in hard times.
Yeah.
But at the same time, a Jedi wouldn't be asking for money.
Yeah, like, that part. No, that's when I thought he's fucking.
That's when it fell apart for me. And I was like, no, there's no way he's really. But I was surprised that he was. See, when they seen his bounty, that they went to help him. I was really surprised at that bit.
Yeah, like
I was happy it happened, but at the same time, I was.
It's when
I was like, can you actually trust him? But at the same time,
yeah, you can trust him. He's a nice guy.
No, I was at first I was like, could you actually trust him? But then, like, he goes up against the Inquisitor as well, pretending to be an actual Jedi.
And then she throws him to the side. He's like, "That's not a magnet.
That's not Magnus, is it?
That's not Magnus, is it?" What you gonna say? We're jumping ahead now. No, it's not yours. It's just we're just jumping ahead. So yeah, but obviously, right. We spoke about the actual storyline of the episode 1. So the very first episode was so basic. It was just basically reintroducing ourselves to like all the characters. We then had Benny Safdie as Nari, the Jedi in hiding, who obviously the Inquisitors initially were going down to Tatooine for, just for any Jedi, and obviously they then managed to call him out basically. So they called him out, and he ended up finding Obi-Wan. And Obi-Wan's like, I'm Ben. I don't know who you're talking about. My name's Ben. And obviously he sadly, got executed, very very horribly. He got hung basically. But you get Order 66. But what I really loved is the fact that even during all that, like obviously that's where we started to see that Reva, the third sister, the Black Inquisitor, she had no interest in any other Jedi. She's like, I want to go after Obi-Wan. And the other guy, the second Inquisitor, was just like, bitch, calm down. He's dead. Been 10 years, he's gone. But and she managed to get him out. She managed to pull him out from the gutters and basically set him up by kidnapping getting bounty hunters flee in his little band of buddies to kidnap Leia Organa, which then we got the return of Bail Organa. Yes, we got to see Jimmy Schmitz return as Bail Organa, and he went to Obi-Wan and said, I need your help. My old friend.
He's one of those characters that you never really think about, but you can't think of anybody else playing now.
I know.
He is brilliant as Bail Organa. Like see, especially when you see him as a dad figure, like when he's talking to the Wayne and all that.
It's fantastic.
Like, that's just he's perfect.
Even when Ewan McGregor, even the chemistry between Obi-Wan and Leia, like when they're walking about the planet of Dayu, like the chemistry was fantastic. Like he's just like, I'm not a dad. I can't do this shit. I'm just I'm on a rescue mission. But then he obviously starts to kind of have these kind of heartfelt chats with her, etc., to build up that trust, so that when we see her in episode 4, help me, Obi Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope. We then know the background to that, that trust, that hope, etc. But I love the fact that Bail Organa went to Obi-Wan and was kind of essentially like, help me, Obi Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope. And you're just like, oh. Essentially, never used that exact lines, but it was actually that essential kind of.
That was implied.
Kind of nod. Yeah, it was that kind of nods. But
we also got a cameo from C-3PO in the background as well.
Was it C-3PO though?
Yeah, it came up in the subtitles as C-3PO.
What subtitles?
Like I watched it with subtitles, right? Because I'm deaf.
Is that actually C-3PO?
Aye, that is, and I think it's Anthony Daniels that voices him.
Well, that would make sense because he was on that. He was on the. Well, that makes sense.
Aye, because remember,
he was there.
He takes R2 and C-3PO.
Oh, that's right. So does that mean that
C-3PO's mind wiped?
Does that mean that R2 could appear then? Possibly. Potentially. Huh?
Possibly.
Oh no, Ross! I haven't seen episode 2. Oh, fuck off. But do they give any reason how they knew abducting Leia would cause Organa to go to specific? No, he just went because it's his old friend.
That's something I want to know about.
Ross, why haven't you watched episode 2? Fuck, Ross.
Why are you watching this, Ross?
I know, Ross. Well, do you know what, though? No, just quickly, though. Ross, thanks for the support. Yeah, thanks for watching tonight.
Also, Ross, the fuck.
Oh, Ross. Well, spoilers.
Yeah. But that's something I kind of had a wee bit of a, like, it wasn't until after the episode had finished, because I was in all awe of there being an Obi Wan Kenobi show, but I was like, how did Bail Organa know where to go to find Obi-Wan?
Magic.
I know, but
he's one with the Force.
Yeah. But it's not even like he knew to go to Tatooine. Like, he knew he was on Tatooine, but it's just he knew to be in that specific cave.
Maybe like, that little see the wee device responder. The wee responder. Maybe it's got a tracking device on it.
But then, like,
I don't know. Fuck it, Star Wars.
If all I'm thinking is if a senator can find him, what's stopping the Empire from finding him? You know. I'm not saying the Empire's kitted out with the best of gear, but no, they've got a fucking Death Star hidden somewhere. Like, I'm pretty sure they could pick up a signal like that.
Actually, the Death Star.
I'm trying not to pick holes in this show because I don't want to be one of them.
The Death Star exists, doesn't it? Yeah, so because
the plans exist at this point.
No, the end of episode 3 had them building it.
Oh no, I know, so it did.
It was only where Rogue One was. So Rogue One set. Well, it
wasn't
days before New Hope.
It wasn't fully operational until Rogue One, which was days before A New Hope. So it's still getting built technically.
Yeah.
It's mostly there.
Yeah. I wonder if we'll see it at all. Because obviously, episode 2, Ross, I really stop listening now. Obviously,
I don't think we'll see it. I don't think we'll see it.
He says because I'm ill and slightly don't really super care about spoilers. Okay, that's fine. But this genuinely bothers me because Inquisitors have no reason to believe that Obi-Wan has any relation to Leia, or Bail. I'm sure it'll all come out at some point because obviously, like I said, we're going into now the next 4 episodes completely blind.
They explain it a wee bit in the second episode. They say that the Reva did research into Obi Wan Kenobi and found out that him and Bail Organa used to be old friends.
Oh shit! She said that in our
So he thought, like, if I take one of his friend's children, that's right. That's basically what it is.
So he doesn't. That's right. So to answer your question, Ross, they don't know anything. They don't know the connection between Obi-Wan and Leia, etc. They just believe that. They just know that they were friends in the past. Jupiter's
saying R2 was in the episode. Well, I'll need to watch it again and try and see it.
Jupiter, send me a screenshot.
I definitely seen 2 different. What do you call it? Protocol droids.
Yeah.
C-3PO was definitely one of them because he was a polished bastard.
Well,
and then the other one was talked down upon by Leia's cousin, who is a wee prick.
Oh, what a dick! He sent me a screenshot of Mark Hamill's cameo.
Okay.
Thank you. So it's 8 minutes and 55 seconds into the episode.
Okay. Right.
So I'll send it to you. But Jupiter, send us the R2 cameo because I was too busy watching everything else that I missed C-3PO of all people. So the 2 episodes were fantastic. Do you know what the thing is? So see episode 2. See where there's the beautiful shots of the Inquisitor, marching with the stormtroopers, and the camera goes up and kind of over them, and then stops, and then they cut something else. They cut to like Obi-Wan shooting those 2 bounty hunters, and it goes back, and it's like the shot, the end of the shot where they're walking like back the way now. They're walking back the way the camera's behind them. That annoyed me because I would have loved if that was like one big kind of shot where the camera goes, up and flips and goes back down again to see the full march. It just felt like it was a shot that was cut. Don't know why, but anyway, that's the only thing that annoyed me. That's the only thing that's actually annoyed me at the whole 2 episodes so far.
Yeah,
that one thing, just like it's a poor cinematography choice. But
the second episode, the first time you see, it was right after you seen the clone trooper, where it was sitting begging. And then you see the stormtroopers come past him, and you see Obi-Wan pure shit himself. Mm-hmm. And then I was just thinking of that interview with Ewan McGregor, same person. I was just saying, like, I'd never seen a stormtrooper before. I'm just thinking maybe that's what they kept in. It's just his shock of seeing stormtroopers, and he turns into an 8-year-old boy.
Anyway, so we'll get to the end of the episode 2. So obviously the end, we had, chase scenes, we had, heart-pumping sequences. Obi-Wan uses the Force for the first time in, we believe, 10 years.
He's himself an aneurysm.
Basically, nearly dies of a heart attack, of a hernia. The whole cargo bay sequence was the tension was so
pure gripping,
intense. And the fact that Reva obviously kills or severely wounds the Grand Inquisitor, and then tells Obi-Wan the one thing that he dreaded, and that is the fact that Anakin Skywalker is alive and well. And
it's the fact you can see in his eyes, like
the total
he survived.
The total fear, shock, and emotion going through that man. At that point, was just like, I felt it for him. Because you know what it was? So, like, I loved how so abrupt it was. She just said, by the way, guess what? It wasn't like, I thought the way they were going to do it is they would, at some point, episode 3 or episode 4, Obi-Wan would just either come across Darth Vader, Anakin Skywalker, or he gets captured and taken up to, an Imperial starship or something like that, or Star Destroyer or whatever. And he gets, there we go. But the fact that she was just so like, oh yeah, guess what, Obi-Wan, your old friend Anakin Skywalker is still alive, and you're just like, wait, what? Did she just tell him? Spoilers. It was just so like out there,
And then we
but
see Obi Wan Kenobi having a panic attack.
literally.
Yep.
And then he says Anakin. I know he says Anakin.
And then we see him.
And it cuts to Hayden Christensen in the back to tank.
Right, first time.
Eyes, mask, just pulls away, and you're like, oh my god, there's fucking Darth Vader, aka Anakin Skywalker, aka Hayden fucking Christensen. Wow, like,
and he looks
fucked, but he looks so good.
Yeah,
it looks brilliant. And Dan made a point. Dan said, like, do you think when he says Anakin, that Anakin, Darth Vader, sensed that, and that's why he opened his eyes? Or was it just
first time?
Or do you think it was just purely cut to, it just cut coincidentally to be like that kind of thing?
I really want it to be that he felt him say Anakin, because the first time, I want to think of it as it's the first time Obi-Wan, like in the 5 minutes before when he caught Leia, was the first time he'd used the Force.
Yeah,
and maybe he's just because like it's a brand new, it's an old muscle that he's used, thinking about that, and it's involuntary, just linked it out. He's still using the Force and he doesn't realize he's using it, so he's not got as good control of it as he used to have when he was constantly. So possibly that's how he's connected to Anakin that way. That's the way I want to think about it. I think that would be a really cool.
That'd be interesting. It's like Dan as well made a point. I think Dan and Steve both were discussing it. Now I don't know this. They were saying like they're kind of confused as to how Reva knows that Darth Vader is Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah, that was something that I wasn't sure about as well.
So I'm really intrigued to see how the fuck she knows, because supposedly in canon only the Emperor Moff Tarkin. The Emperor and Moff Tarkin. The Emperor and Tarkin. No, I think. A minute. I was going to say I'll go back in the group chat, but I can't do anything.
Maybe it's like because like Reva seems to be a bit of a obsessed with researching these sort of things, because she did a whole background check on Obi-Wan. So maybe
that's what I'm thinking. Has it came up somewhere that that happens?
I don't think it's been written down that he is specifically, but maybe she's been able to get enough connections together to be like, right, okay, that kind of makes sense that he is Anakin Skywalker. Possibly, I'm not saying that's what it is, but she seems like that kind of character that she knows a lot of stuff and is able to use that information well.
He said, how does Reva know that Vader is Anakin? No one is supposed to know that except from Palpatine, Yoda, Kenobi, and Bail Organa.
Oh, it's not Tarkin.
So did that. But then again, why would he? He doesn't need to really know.
I know, but it's just
obviously, he's saying obviously Yoda isn't later on, obviously Yoda finds out, Kenobi finds out, obviously Bail Organa obviously finds out. But so really in the present tense, only Palpatine knows. So how the hell does Reva know? Reva, who's not really anything special.
Technically, Yoda already knows.
He knows.
Because, what do you call it? In episode 3, they saw the hologram of him being knighted Lord Vader.
Well, true. That's right,
so, And they know like that Sith don't recycle names. So
yeah, that's true. So Yoda then obviously knows in right now.
And Yoda's really strong with the Force. He's always connected, so he would know if Anakin had actually passed. I think.
That's a good point.
But obviously, it's
interesting.
Like, maybe he saved Obi-Wan for telling him. By the way, he's not dead. By the
way, Jupiter says because she was in the temple as a youngling. Who, Reva? Was Reva a youngling? A youngling? Yeah, but even if that's the case, so like she wasn't there on Mustafar.
Yeah,
I'm sure we'll find out. She's clearly a nosy bitch.
Unless he's meaning she was in the temple as a youngling while Anakin was in there slaughtering younglings.
Yeah, but even then, no. How does she know that Anakin's alive? Because obviously we then went to Mustafar,
Good point.
And Anakin got chop sueyed up.
Because he wouldn't be going out running plastering his new gamer tag, would he?
No, his new gamer tag, good one. So I will find out, I guess.
Also, something that you said earlier, I need to get it out of my head.
What did I say? What did I say?
You said, like, I wonder if we see the Death Star. I don't think we'll see the Death Star, but at this point in time, at no point does any of the Jedi know that there's a plan for the Death Star. When you think about it,
that's right. Because there's no. Good point. Actually.
Nobody's physically seen those plans that the Genosians had for the Death Star.
Yeah.
On the Jedi side, so maybe we see plans for it, and then that kind of opens up for when in A New Hope they come out of hyperspace and they're like, "That's no moon, that's a space station." Because it's Obi Wan making the link to the plans that he's seen somewhere. And he's like, "Holy shit, that's what that thing was that I saw." Calling
right. It. We're now at 10 to 10, so we've got 10 minutes left. I'm going to make it kind of hour and a half thing. It makes it nice and easy.
Can I just say, this has been like the least dead air podcast thing, like live that we've done ever, and it's been fantastic.
Oh, it's been great. It's been great.
There's not one point I would, if I was recording this from our podcast, there was not one bit I'd need to put through Audacity to kind of edit it out. Like,
none.
Like
none. We'll go through the final moments. So, like, I picked up on a fantastic wee thing that Obi-Wan done. So when he's walking about Dayu, he does this with his moustache. He kind of flickers his moustache and kind of sits. I'm like, oh, love it. When I'm like, oh yes, fucking yes. The chemistry between obviously him and young Leia was just superbly done. So lovable and just like Mando and Grogu, so beautiful.
Yeah.
We then got obviously Owen Lars. The scene where it will come a time in the boy and he must be trained, but like he trained his father. He's like, how, as if he's gonna say, like, look how that turned out.
That whole
that's
scene
brutal.
is just a meme machine.
That's brutal. And then obviously we had the little toy starship.
Yeah.
That now when we see it with, because obviously we know he gets it. He eventually gets it. So now we're thinking, oh, that's where he got that from. Lovely. It's so lovely. The wee things, that the wee nods and references are leaving in for future things. It's like I watched a thing today, and it was I think it was Watch Mojo, and it was like the 10 moments that made Star Wars fans angry or something like that. Or it was unnecessary essentially, and one of them was how Han Solo got his last name. So obviously he was only known as Han at the start of the Han Solo film, and it became an Imperial trooper or guard gave him the name Solo. So it's like they didn't need to mention it at all. They didn't need to shoehorn it in that way. Whereas what they done with this show, with this little starship, that wasn't shoehorned in to be like, oh. It was just so beautifully. It was so beautifully shoehorned in. Like it's like a piece of music just added to the song. It just fitted perfectly into the music, into the whole setup. Like the fact that you're like, oh, he gets that, and and he's got it, and he's fucking seen it before. Brilliant. Have you got any last requests? Any last comments on Obi Wan Kenobi?
I can't wait for Friday now. Gives me another reason to live.
Okay, let's quickly discuss like what do you think is going to happen? Where's this going to go?
Right. From what I've heard in the stories that I've tried to avoid, but it's Obi-Wan, so I definitely had a look at the stories that were involved before I watched the show.
Oh, have you read the leaks?
I've not read the leaks. I've just, from what I've heard from like Ewan McGregor and interviews and stuff that, he's promised there's going to be a big showdown between him and Darth Vader.
Yeah, we know that. That's so Kathleen Kennedy promised
cannot
that.
wait to see that.
Yeah. I really hope him and Reva have a battle with each other. I really do.
Jupiter in the chat has said the Death Star is more of a Palpatine storyline. No, I'm not meaning it's going to be a big storyline. I'm just meaning in the background it'll be an Easter egg or something like that. There'll be a set of plans lying on a desk or something, and he will have a look at it, and then he'll be like,
have it sitting or something.
That's him making up. That's all I was meaning. So what I'm thinking is, like, obviously, I think he'll get Leia back to Organa, obviously. Leia will be one of them it'll be one of Leia will see Ben Kenobi as one of the people that she can trust most.
Yeah.
Because of what he's able to do and why he does it. Which is why she asks for his assistance in the greatest starting of any fucking series ever.
Oh, of course.
Hopefully, no, in fact, they probably won't. I was going to say, like, I'd like to see Kenobi meet up with R2D2 just once.
Hello, old friend.
But I don't think that'll happen. I'd like to see, like, from Clone Wars side of it, I would like to see either a flashback of them in Clone Wars armor, like Jedi armor, because you never seen it in live action.
Ewan and Hayden.
Like, Ewan and Hayden.
That's definitely going to happen.
I hope it does. I know, but I really want to see that. Like, that's just from a cosplay side of me.
Guarantee.
That, and I want to know if they get, like, I know it's only a limited series, so it's really hard to kind of squeeze stuff in as well, is what I'm thinking.
Is it a limited series though?
Well,
I don't know. I don't know how much more they can do though.
I hope it's not, but at the same time, if it isn't, I really hope that they deliver enough to be like, do you know what? Fair enough. It was a limited series and that's it done.
That's fair.
I don't want a season to end and then I'm sitting there wanting more, you know?
Yeah, I can understand that. Like, I'm happy if it's a limited series, but
I would have really liked to have seen, like, flashbacks to, like, Clone Wars where him and
Hayden
Duchess
Christensen.
Satine.
Who?
Duchess Satine. What do you call her? The girl from Mandalore that he allegedly had the Wayne with. And we're not allowed to talk about, but it's clearly his Wayne when you see it animated. You're not at that bit in Clone Wars yet. Wait till you get to that bit. It's fucking. Okay. You look at it and you're like, that's fucking Obi Wan Kenobi's son.
Oh. The mad shagger.
It's meant to be her nephew as well.
Oh,
so it's
of course.
But like, that's like in the books she's mentioned, and she, like, what it was Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon were on Mandalore to bodyguard this lassie.
Okay.
And then Obi-Wan had to go out in the wilderness with her for a year and a half.
Okay.
I think I was either that or it was 6 months. It was something like that. Between that sort of timeline, and like at the very end of it, they were that because he was still a Padawan at the time. He was at the stage where he was like, if she had asked him to leave the Order, he would have.
Oh shit!
So she's a really big character in the Obi-Wan's sort of story.
Oh.
Whether or not she'll show up in this, I don't know, because I don't think you'd be able to do that sort of story justice as a one-off sort of episode.
Yeah.
It's something I would have liked to have seen. But even, like, I'm not saying it's not possible, because you could do that. We could get a brand new Obi-Wan to play a younger Obi-Wan.
Why not?
Mark 3, you know?
Well, that's the thing. Like, that was one of me, Stephen Dan's ideas of doing a young Qui-Gon Jinn training up, or a younger Qui-Gon Jinn played by a younger actor, training up essentially, a young
a pre-prequel.
Yeah, a pre-prequel Ewan McGregor, pre-prequel Obi-Wan Kenobi, like even like Jake, is it Jake Lloyd, even that kind of age. I'd like to see that. It'd be interesting to do. And the good thing, I think it was Dan at this point a while ago. The thing about Lucasfilm is as if they meant to leave these gaps of in between episode 2 and episode 3, in between episode 1 and episode 2. Like, because obviously episode 1 and 2, there's like a good, like, kind of 10-year gap. Is it 10 years? About 10 years, isn't there? So yeah, it's there's definitely room for more stuff. Why not? It's Star Wars, man. Fuck it. But yeah,
that's 10 o'clock.
Yes. Any last
We've been
comments?
talking for an hour and a half.
Any
last breaks at all. I love this.
It's fantastic, isn't it? This
is an editor's wet dream, this whole show, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. Thankfully it's a live stream. Any last comments? Is that you good?
I love this show. Can't wait for more episodes, and looking forward to Friday now.
100%, mate. 100%. Yeah, it's definitely the current favourite show. I love it. I really just cannot wait. Now, here's the thing. We can either come back every Sunday and do a next one, and a next one, and a next one, or we wait until the finale and we just do a block, the last 4 episodes.
Can I offer another suggestion?
Or you can do what you want to do.
How about we've done the first 2 episodes? 2 weeks from now, we do the next 2 episodes.
That works.
And then the last week, we do the last 2 episodes. That way, it's even. We can spend an hour and a half each time.
That works.
Talking.
Well, you've heard it from the horse's mouth. So we'll see you guys in 2 weeks for Obi Wan Kenobi discussion of episode 3 and 4, and so on and so forth. Last comment from Jupiter: Vader spinoff is definitely going to happen because Hayden Christensen
would be kick ass.
Yeah, Hayden Christensen got asked that question, and he was very kind of reluctant to say. He was reluctant to say either yes or no. He just said, "Well, it would be cool."
He's been a real Andy Garfield about it, isn't he?
Yeah, he's definitely. They've definitely brought him back for
a reason.
More stuff. Well, we know that he's already signed on for the Ahsoka series, sorry.
Yeah.
So, in some way, shape, or form. So, yeah, I mean, to have him back and not do a full-on Vader Chronicle series or whatever, it would be blasphemy. So yeah, give him that at least. Anyway, thank you to everyone who watched. Thank you to everyone who joined in the chat below. I have been Jordan, aka That Effing Guy. That is Matty Monster. Who cares, nerds?
Is it because it's Sunday? Is that why I'm getting full fucking named?
You're getting the Matthew. He just said he's haunted by nightmares in the comics. That could work, actually, seeing Darth Vader having bad dreams. Can you imagine him calling Palpatine, Palpatine! They're happening again. Shh, there's a glass of milk and a cookie. Anyway, yeah. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys very soon. Bye for now.
May the Force be with you guys.
Oh, yes, and may the Force be with you guys always.